And we are now joined by the winner of today's Hollywood Casino 400, Tyler Reddick. Tyler, that number 45 Money Lion Toyota was nothing short of a monster on that final restart. I mean, what a restart you had there. Walk us through that final lap.
Well, when I was talking to Claire a little bit earlier, actually, I really remember the restart. It just kind of happened, and a lap went by, and I was in the lead, and I was like, oh, we only got one lap left. So honestly, unless someone can show me it, I can't remember getting to the inside of Kyle and just pushing. It's just everything happened so fast, and I just kind of went for it, and it worked.
Good deal. We'll open the floor for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We're going to start here with Cole.
Cole Cusimano with Arizona Republic. First off, congratulations, Tyler. Does that happen to you a lot when you're going for wins? Like, do you just it's all instinct, you don't really take much of it in, or is this a weird circumstance, I guess?
I mean, like Coda, I can remember every minute of it, right? I think just here in this case, I guess I really didn't think. I just tried to find, oh, hey, could you back it up to like the beginning, Bob? Thanks, Bob. Fantastic work, Bob. Great work. No, further back, like that's as far back as you can go. Well, yeah, like this, I kind of remember it. I made that move, I guess, unsuccessfully earlier in the race against Kyle and Chase, but yeah, like the fire off, I was worried Daniel wasn't going to get a great launch, but he did, and Joey pushed well, and I think I got a little help from behind me too. They got me going because I kind of mistimed it, but Joey started messing with Daniel, and I just found a hole up a lane and took it. And we had 4 tires, and the cars I was racing around at that point were on 2, and then Daniel was on no tires, so it just worked out.
And then Billy was in here earlier talking about the family-like atmosphere at 2311. How much has that helped you this season and just your progression and your success overall?
Yeah, Billy basically has to babysit our entire team. Me and Rambo hardly take things very serious. I mean, we all get along great, right? But more times than not, it's pretty difficult to get us to kind of focus, right? But Billy does a good job of taking everything very seriously and helping us focus on what we need to. But just the whole dynamic of the group, really from day one, I've really enjoyed, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that last restart. We put ourselves in contention at times, and it's nice these last 2 weeks to really capitalize and get some good finishes.
Caleb, then Jeff.
Caleb Vessel, SpeedwayDigest.com. Tyler, congratulations on the win. Is it a stress reliever to go ahead and get this win out of the way to, for sure, lock yourself into the round of 12 with Bristol coming next week, or at this point, is it just kind of yes? So
yeah, I mean, because the last 2 years, I mean, really, last year was the heartbreaker. 2 years ago we just weren't great, right? And we went into Bristol and missed it by a couple. But last year, we had those wins. We come to this race a year ago and have a flat while leading, right, and fall out very early. So we went into Bristol in a bad spot and then got caught up in a wreck. So, yeah, to be able to have a lot of points scored, I mean, I'm sure even if we didn't win today and finished second or third, right, we would have had a lot of points to lean on going into Bristol. So that was just the goal all along, right? I want to win races, but we don't need to take the risks in the first round. I think as we keep going along, right, and we get further in and we don't have the points to start that some of the cars at the very front of the leaderboard do, we'll have to get more aggressive. But it was very nice to get 5 playoff points today and gain a few more as we go on to the next round.
That was going to be my next question. I assume that's what the game plan is going into Bristol, is try to get as many playoff points and points in general going into the next couple of rounds. Yeah,
I mean, that would be great, right? But, all focus is on trying to, I guess nothing really changes. Like, we're going to go into Bristol preparing this week coming up, trying to make our car as fast as possible for me, obviously, but for also trying to get everything we can to help the 23 team out, So hopefully we can go in there with a lot of speed and contend. Sorry about that. I don't know what that is.
We'll go to Jeff, then to Zach, then to Wyatt.
There was no questions about your team having speed, but people, that there were so many mistakes in the regular season. It was like, how far could they really go if they do this kind of stuff in the playoffs? And through 2 weeks, you guys have matched your speed with your performance. So, was there any sort of pre-race, pre-playoff conversation or talk like, okay, like let's all make sure we're on the same page and clean everything up now? Like, how have you guys been able to just execute so well?
Well, I think the speed that we've been bringing makes things a lot easier, right? And so I think for all of us, with the speed that we bring week in and week out, especially in this first round, we can, to a degree, kind of afford to, I love racing at 105%, but like I don't know if this is the time to do it right in this first round. You get overtime restart, yeah, go for it, right? But just trying to minimize the risk just a little bit. I think, like I said, we have enough speed. We should be able to make it through this first round, and winning certainly helps that. But I think for all of us, just pull it back a little bit. Let's have some consistent days. We have enough speed to still get points, and we're working on that, right? And so I think we go into the round of 12. We pick it up just a little bit, right? And as we keep going, right, we'll just keep amping it up if we have to.
Go next to Zach, then to Wyatt.
Maybe this
and
one
then
will be better.
Harry.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Tyler, congratulations. There are drivers who make comparisons from Kansas to Michigan, and Michigan was one of those races where you were also in contention to win before a mistake took you guys out of it. To capitalize on the speed that you guys had today, and Bubba was running second when he had his issue too. 23-11 as a whole seemed to execute as best as it could control today. And what does that set up the team for through this playoff run?
Yeah, I mean, the speed is the hardest piece of it all, and we've been doing a really good job of that. So, yeah, we'll just keep rolling along, right? I'm sure you guys know where's Bubba sitting on the cut line right now. Minus 19. So, yeah, I mean, I would love for both of our cars to continue on. So, like I said, the more that we can, the whole organization keep in the playoff mindset, that's going to be good for us, keeping us both up in the mix. Obviously, if things don't work out, nothing's going to change with that group. They're going to keep pushing like they have all year long. But the more cars that in our organization and stable we have in the playoffs, it's certainly going to help our odds as we get closer to Phoenix.
What?
Howdy, Tyler. Wyatt Watson with FrenchRush.com. You mentioned earlier about your flat while you're leading. With Bubba having his flat running so well and potentially having a chance to win back-to-back years here at Kansas, what's something you could tell him to help him deal with the situation?
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it tomorrow in our debriefs. But, I think there's been some things that I've been through last year that may help just everyone understand maybe what exactly happened. I had a lot of flats last year, but I hate to see that for him. Goodyear's done a really good job of fixing a lot of the issues that we had with the tire last year. But unfortunately, as we keep getting more and more speeds out of these cars, the forces through the tires just keep increasing too. So I hate to see that. They had a really solid car. They would have certainly contended the rest of the day as well.
Go to Harry, then to Elliott.
Hi, Tyler. Harry Loomis, LoomisNASCAR.com. Congrats on the win. Denny has been talking a little bit about the year back, trying to help you run more complete races because you start out the weekend, you're so fast, but just getting the finishes that you deserve. And through 2 races in the playoffs, you got a second and now a win. I'm just wondering if there's been anything different, whether in preparation or kind of knowing what adjustments to call to your team and just how Denny's kind of helped you kind of get to that step.
Yeah, I think when the playoffs get here, I'm not going to lie, I love running well. So get more obsessed with spending time in the simulator, whether it's at our shop or at TRD in Salisbury. We just amp everything up. We try not to. I don't really get burnt out really, but you don't want to overdo it in the regular season, and things come, kind of tiring and very routine when we get to the playoffs. So I think everybody's been equally motivated to put in the extra work as we got to the playoffs on both cars, and it's been working well. We've been doing a really good job of bringing the cars really close balance-wise from the simulator to the racetrack, and all the work that everyone at TRD does really helps us on our end to have that speed that we bring to the racetrack every weekend.
Elliott.
Elliott Stern, Sports Talk 805. You mentioned the end of the race, but You were up among the leaders the whole afternoon. How much fun or how comfortable were you in that car? Because they were never really out of your reach. So you're having a good time out there, thinking,
Yeah.
I've got the speed. And then at the end, you beat the boss. How much fun is that?
Yeah, I enjoy that. That's the one tricky part, right? You race against your boss, and we all share. All the Toyota drivers are aligned with JGR. We share a lot of information back and forth, and it benefits us all greatly. So, I know that definitely in talking with him, he was, I think better than I was at the end of the race. It's just circumstances played out in a way to where I was able to get a better restart. But certainly, it is fun to beat the boss. Obviously, I think he's got a couple more playoff points still banking on. But him, Martin, and Christopher, we all really share a lot of information back and forth. And ideally, we'd love to fill the championship four with Toyotas and may the best man win, right? But it's a long way out. But we do a lot of great work together, and I'm really glad we have the teamwork and the partnership that we do, because when we get to Talladega a little later on, us being able to work with each other will be very beneficial.
Go to Dustin, then to Justin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Can you take us through that last pit stop? You came across the pit exit 4 wide with the 9, the 5, and the 6, and just take us through all that. And there was some contact, and I don't know if you saw then the 9 after you guys kind of got a little bit clearer turn into the 5, and if you saw that in your reaction to seeing that.
I knew that there was something going on down there, right? But I was just focused on running my lights and trying to get just ahead of them. So, it's just crazy how things work, right? If maybe they don't get together, I'm a spot or two back, and I'm not in the position I am to win the race. So it's just crazy how little, the margins are on pit road on the racetrack, how much it can come down to, the difference between having a shot to win and looking at finishing 5th.
So you feel like that with them hitting each other?
I think they lost a little bit of momentum. I mean, the replay and what you guys see probably is better than what I saw, but certainly I could tell something was going on there, and I think it definitely allowed me to kind of sneak in between them and come off pit road where I did.
Thank you.
Justin?
Justin Schuler, Kicking the Tires. So I asked Billy earlier, but what is it with 2311 that has kind of figured out Kansas? I mean, 3 out of the 4 have been their drivers, and the other one has been their owner. And then, especially for you, you kind of jumped on board in the second year with this new car. So just what have you kind of seen that you've been on both sides of that spectrum, where you've been not a teammate of them, seeing them win both races, and then now being a part of the organization, winning one of the 2 races here?
Yeah, it's been a process, right? Over the years here, I feel like I've had good speed. I think when my second Cup start was here, and I ran 9th with RCR. So this place and myself get along well. But coming to 2311 and understand, I kind of had to kind of relook at how I approach this place, and that's been a process. We came here in the spring. We weren't bad, but I certainly wasn't doing us any favors with my driving style, and so it's just been a process looking at how Denny and Bubba and how Kurt drove this car here to work on myself. And I feel like the simulator's been very helpful, as it always has been for me, whether I've been at previous teams or this one. But just really buying into the process that they have, and adjusting what I do in the race car really seemed to pay off a little bit. It's a lot of fun to drive these Toyota Camry TRDs. They're fast, and always have a little bit of pressure when you come here, right? I definitely felt like I screwed up by not winning the spring race. Kind of broke the streak the 45 had here.
Jeff?
Yeah, how do you do a burnout when your body's like halfway outside the car?
I don't know. I was sitting. I mean, I thought at some point, the tires blew out, and I don't know. I just felt like doing it.
But I'm missing something. Is your foot still on the?
Oh yeah.
So
I was stretched out, but
okay.
I made it work.
I'm not saying you're short. I just didn't know how that worked.
I mean, I am a little short, but yeah. I mean, I was up against the wall, and it didn't seem like the car was going anywhere, and so I figured I might as well just try and have a little bit more fun with it while I was at it. So I was trying to take off and do a little bit more Kyle Larson-esque down the straightaway, and I couldn't figure that out, so I just drove to the wall and just did what I did.
Bob?
Bob Parker's Fox Sports. Is it ironic to you at all that you're the guy who we talk about running up against the wall, and yet you make the winning pass on the apron?
You got to go where they're not expecting you, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a testament to what 2311 has going on here, right? Like, I've always been better at running the top, and it seems like more than anything with these cars, I've had to kind of change what I do inside the race car, and it's helped me get better around the bottom and the middle. Just the cars are really good. I can put it on the bottom, put it in the middle. I can kind of make my own lanes and make good speed. You know, they just give us a very good handling race car, and it allows me to explore, find the clean air, and carry the momentum.
Any additional questions for Tyler? Well, Tyler, congratulations on the win, and good luck next week, Bristol Motor Speedway.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.